Hello everyone, good morning. This is Brij Kishore and I am going to explain you the second chapter of Informatic Practices of Class 12th, that is Software Engineering. Let us start. I will try to cover the following topics as mentioned here. Okay, the first one to introduce the software process models, to describe the three generic process model and when they may be used. So I will try to explain the three process models of software engineering in this video. I will try to describe the outline process models for the requirement engineering, software development and testing and evaluations. The case technology will not be explained here. So let us start with the videos. What is software process model? Okay, before starting with this, I would like to tell you what is software engineering. So software engineering is nothing but the complete set of activities or complete set of process which are followed during the development of a software are known as software engineering. In software engineering, there are various types of generic process which are followed to develop a softwares, and all those generic processes are known by their unique name like waterfall model, evolutionary model, spiral model. So for development of any functional software, we need to follow some generic process to develop a complete functioning software. For that, we need to perform the specific types of functions step by step, like requirement specification, design implementation, thereafter validation, and then evolution. So in requirement specification, we try to find out that what is the requirement of the user. According to the requirement of the user, we try to find out or specify or make a proper documentation of the requirement of the customer or requirement of the software. After having proper requirement specification, requirement analysis, feasibility study, we prepare one design or complete structure of the software. After having complete design and proper structure of the software, we have a proper coding and program of the software, that is known as design and implementation. After having proper design and implementation means once you have done with the programming, you need to validate your program. Validate the program means according to the requirement of the user, according to the requirement of the customer, your program is giving output or not, it is functional or not. So that you need to do with that. Okay, after validation, we need to improve sometime our softwares. Means once you have completed the development of a software, so you have done with the programming, design and implementation, validation, then you have delivered it to the customer. Maybe your software is not up to the mark, maybe it is needed to improve something in the program, maybe the software is not capable to fulfill all the requirement of the customer. In that case, you need to improve the software. It may be that requirement is increased from the customer side, so you need to improve the software, you need to scale the software. So that is called evolution of the software. So what is software process model? The software process model is an abstract representation of a process. Abstract representation of a process means in a software process model, it is explained that what are the set of process is followed during the development of a software, that all the details are abstracted, means brief information is represented in a proper step, that is called software process model. The software process model presents description of a process from some particular perspectives. In what way you are going to follow the rules to develop a complete functional software. Now, what are the generic software process models in software engineering? Normally, the basic or generic process models are: first one, waterfall model; second one, the second one is evolutionary model; third one is component based software engineering; So these are the basic generic process models which are normally followed while the development of any software. So in waterfall model, what is the specification of waterfall model? In waterfall model, the separate and distinct phases of a specification and developments are mentioned. Means requirement. First of all, what is the first step of the development of any software? Requirement. Before developing any software, you need to know the complete requirement from the customer sides. You need to analyze the requirement of the customer. So that is the distinct phase, separate phase. Once you have completed with the documentation of requirement, then only you can move to the next step. That I will explain in detail in the next slide. After the waterfall model, we have evolutionary model. Means here specification, development and validations are interlinked. Means everything continues simultaneously. After the component based software engineering, means here you develop a softwares, fresh softwares or new softwares from the existing component. Means once you have already some types of software, maybe you are having the programs or database. Based on that database or program, you need to develop a new product. So that is called component based software engineering. There are many variants of these models. Example, formal development, where the waterfall like process is used, but the specification is normal. Specification is that refined through several stages and implementable design. So first of all, we are going to learn what is waterfall model. You can see, as you can see by this diagram, that waterfall model is just like a waterfall. The water is falling from one height to the downward direction. As you can see, water falls from here to the next step, and then after the next step you cannot move back. Means once the water has fallen to the next stage, it cannot move back. Similarly, in the development of any software, using waterfall model, for first of all, once you have completed with the requirements definition and requirement analysis, you need to move to the next stage. Once you have moved to the next step, you cannot change the requirement of the customer. Okay. After the system and software designs, once you have prepared the software designed, then you move to the implementation, that is doing programming and testing, validating. So once you have completed with the design, you cannot change the design again and go back. Once you have done with the program, then you cannot change in the structure of the program, you cannot change in the design of the program. So after implementing the code, you can perform the system testing. So once you have performed the system testing, and if it is not giving you proper output or maybe a desired output as per the software requirement, so you cannot go back to the implementation and testing. Means you cannot change the coding here. Okay. So waterfall model is the step by step development of any softwares, where you need to move to the next stage only when you have completed the one stage or previous stage. Okay. Once you move to the next stage of the development of software, you cannot go back and change in the requirement. Once you have completed the requirement analysis, you move to the system design. Once you have completed the system design and structure design of the software, you move to the next step, that is implementation and testing. Once you have completed with the implementation and testing, you cannot go back and change the system design and structure. I hope you are getting my point. So this is waterfall model. Okay. Now what are the phases in the waterfall model? Okay, so there are various phases in the waterfall model. The first phase of the waterfall model development is requirement analysis and definition. Means first of all, you need to, in any process in the software development, first of all you need to follow this step, that is requirement analysis and definitions. Means first you need to analyze the requirement of the product, requirement of the client. Before that, you need to do the feasibility study of the requirement. Means once the requirement is analyzed by you, you have to study that whether this product is possible to develop within the specified period of time or within the budget of the customer or not, or technically or not. That is called feasibility study. So all these steps are involved in requirement analysis and definitions. So first stage of waterfall model process is requirement analysis and definitions. After you have completed with the requirement analysis and definition, you have made proper documentation of requirement, then you move to the second stage, that is system and software design. Means according to the requirement you will prepare a proper layout of the software, proper structure of the software. So second stage is system and software design. After preparing the software design, you will try to do programming, means implementation. Implementation means performing a coding, doing programming or coding. So implementation and unit testing means once you have completed with the program of one module, you will perform certain testing that module is working properly or not. After completing implementation means once you have completed the programming, you have done with the program, you will try to perform integration and system testing. Means you will try to perform the testing with the integration of database to your software. Means your software will be working with the database and you will try to perform certain testing that whether it works according to the requirement of the customer or not, whether it perform well or efficient with the proper database or not. So you will perform integration and system testing. After that, operational and maintenance means while working on your software on site to the client side, it may be certain problem will be faced by the user. So on that case, you need to provide proper maintenance from your side to the customer so that it can do well at the customer side. So after operational maintenance, your software development phase is completed till now. Means here you can find one phase, second phase, third phase, 4 and 5. Total 5 phases covered, or total 5 phases are followed during the development of any software. If you follow any generic model of software process, you will find these 5 steps during the development of softwares. What are the main drawbacks of the waterfall model? What are the limitation? क्या क्या इसकी खामियां हैं, सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपमेंट्स का प्रॉब्लम्स क्या है? It is very difficult of accommodating changes after the process is underway. जब काम चल रहा हो, when the software development process is going on, it is very difficult to make some changes in the product. One phase has to be complete before moving to the second phase. अगर आपका requirement analysis complete नहीं हुआ है, suppose you have 5 person in the development of any software, so one person has got the duty to gather the information of requirement analysis. So once the requirement is not complete, the person who is involved in implementation and coding, they cannot do anything. They will be sitting idle before the फर्स्ट स्टेज इज कंप्लीटेड. सो एक स्टेज जब तक कंप्लीट नहीं होगा, दूसरा स्टेज इसमें फॉलोड नहीं होगा. ये इसका सबसे बड़ा ड्रॉबैक है. इसके बाद वाटरफॉल मॉडल्स के और भी प्रॉब्लम्स है. पहला, इनफ्लेक्सिबिलिटी, मतलब इसमें आप फ्लेक्सिबल नहीं है चेंज करने के लिए कुछ भी. तो इनके जो चेंजेस है सॉफ्टवेयर में, कभी आपको ज़रूरत पड़ी तो आप इसको चेंजेस नहीं कर पाएंगे. तो इनका इनफ्लेक्सिबिलिटी है चेंजेस के लिए. पार्टीशनिंग ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट इनटू डिस्टिंक्ट स्टेज. दूसरी बात यह है कि चूंकि इसमें फर्स्ट स्टेज जब तक कंप्लीट नहीं होता, सेकेंड स्टेज में कोई वर्क नहीं होगा. इसलिए जब आप इस प्रोजेक्ट को डिवाइड करके अलग अलग स्टेज के लिए किसी को फंक्शन करने के लिए सेपरेटली नहीं दे सकते. इट इज़ वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू रिस्पॉन्ड टू चेंजिंग कस्टमर रिक्वायरमेंट. और अगर सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपमेंट के ड्यूरेशन में कस्टमर को याद आया कि ओ आई फॉरगॉट टू add this requirement, so you cannot make some changes during the development of the software. Next problem of the waterfall model is that this model is only appropriate when the requirements are well understood before the development of the software, and changes will be fairly limited during the design process. So जब तक डिज़ाइन प्रोसेस चल रहा है तब तक तो आप लिटिल बिट चेंजेस कर सकते हैं. बट अगर पहले रिक्वायरमेंट में ही अच्छे से, रिक्वायरमेंट एनालिसिस के टाइम पे ही रिक्वायरमेंट अच्छे से नहीं समझा गया हो, तो फिर आप डिज़ाइन में जाने के बाद फिर से बहुत ज़्यादा चेंजेस नहीं कर सकते हैं। जब एक बार डिज़ाइन प्रिपेयर हो गया तो आप वापस जाकर रिक्वायरमेंट चेंज नहीं कर सकेंगे। अगर आप रिक्वायरमेंट पहले जाकर चेंज कर देते हैं तो फिर दोबारा आपको पूरा का पूरा डिज़ाइन ही चेंज करना पड़ जाएगा। इसलिए इट इज़ वेरी डिफ़िकल्ट टू manage once you have not understood well of your requirements before the development of the software. The next one, few business system have stable requirements. उसमें जो है आपका ये प्रोडक्ट ठीक है। द वाटरफॉल मॉडल इज मोस्टली यूज्ड फॉर लार्ज सिस्टम इंजीनियरिंग प्रोजेक्ट वेयर सिस्टम इज डेवलप्ड एट सेवरल साइट मीन्स लार्ज प्रोजेक्ट जो होते हैं उसमें अलग अलग साइट्स पे एक सॉफ्टवेयर का डेवलपमेंट चलता है। फॉर एग्जांपल एक साइट में एक ही कंपनी के एक साइट पे मिला है, उनका काम सिर्फ ये है कि वो सिर्फ अपना रिक्वायरमेंट एनालिसिस, फिजिबिलिटी स्टडीज़ और रिक्वायरमेंट स्पेसिफिकेशन और डेफिनेशन करके दें। एक साइट का जब काम ख़त्म होता है तो उसको दूसरे साइट पे भेजा जाता है और वहाँ पे उसका डिज़ाइन एंड इम्प्लीमेंटेशन होता है जहाँ पे कोडिंग होगी। जब यहाँ पे कोडिंग वगैरह सभी कंप्लीट हो जाते हैं, क्योंकि ये प्रोजेक्ट बहुत बड़ा है तो एक पूरी टीम जब इस पे काम ख़त्म करेंगे तब फिर ये दूसरे साइट पे भेजा जाता है जहाँ इसका सिस्टम यूनिट टेस्टिंग होता है, इंटीग्रेशन टेस्टिंग होता है। और जब टेस्टिंग ख़त्म हो जाए उसके बाद ये फिर ऑपरेशनल और मेंटेनेंस के लिए अदर साइट पे जाता है। तो ये लार्ज प्रोजेक्ट के लिए इस तरीके का प्रोसेस बेनिफिशियल है। अब नेक्स्ट स्टेज आ जाता है इवोल्यूशनरी डेवलपमेंट। वाटरफॉल मॉडल डेवलपमेंट के बाद एक जो सेकेंड जेनेरिक प्रोसेस है वो इवोल्यूशनरी डेवलपमेंट है। देयर आर टू मेथड फॉलोड इन द इवोल्यूशनरी डेवलपमेंट मेथड। व्हाट आर द टू मेथड्स? पहला एक्सप्लोरेटरी डेवलपमेंट एंड सेकेंड थ्रू अवे प्रोटोटाइपिंग। एक्सप्लोरेटरी डेवलपमेंट क्या है? सबसे पहले द ऑब्जेक्टिव इज टू वर्क विथ कस्टमर टू डेवलप अ फाइनल सिस्टम फ्रॉम इनिशियल आउटलाइन स्पेसिफिकेशन। स्टार्टिंग से ही आप इसमें कस्टमर से डायरेक्टली इन्वॉल्व रहते हैं, कस्टमर के साथ आप मिलकर के काम करते हैं और आप फाइनल रिक्वायरमेंट एनालिसिस से लेकर फाइनल स्टेज तक आप कस्टमर के साथ कनेक्टेड होते हैं। और यू शुड स्टार्ट विथ वेल अंडरस्टूड रिक्वायरमेंट एंड ऐड न्यू फीचर्स एज प्रपोज बाय द कस्टमर। चूँकि आप बीच में कस्टमर को अगर कुछ चेंजेस भी करना है तो यहाँ पे आपको अलाउड है इवोल्यूशनरी डेवलपमेंट में। सेकेंड जो प्रोसेस फॉलो होता है इवोल्यूशनरी डेवलपमेंट के लिए वो है थ्रू अवे प्रोटोटाइपिंग। थ्रू अवे प्रोटोटाइपिंग मीन्स सपोज one customer comes to you and asks you for development of any softwares. So they try to explain you the requirement. According to their requirement you prepare dummy types of a proper layout of the software or structure and you show it to the customer. Once the customer is not satisfied you again make another dummy layout of the softwares and again you show to the customer again suggest you to make some changes and improve it. Again you make one dummy and the proper layout of the softwares, and once you get the proper clarification from the customers means you have well understood from the customer side that what is the requirement of the customer, then only you move to the complete development of the software. So the main objective is of this through prototyping is to understand the requirement of the customer, to well understand the requirement of the customer. क्योंकि आप बार बार जब एक मॉडल बना के दिखाते हैं तो कस्टमर आपको उसमें सजेस्ट करता है कि नहीं ये ऐसे नहीं होना चाहिए, इसमें कुछ ऐसे चेंजेस करने हैं, डेटाबेस को ऐसे आप चेंज कर दीजिए, एडमिन को ये प्रिविलेज दे दीजिए। अकॉर्डिंग टू द फीडबैक ऑफ द कस्टमर आफ्टर वॉचिंग योर डमी और प्रोटोटाइप, जिसको प्रोटोटाइप बोलते हैं सैम्पल, तो उसको देखने के बाद कस्टमर आपको सजेस्ट करते हैं व्हाट न्यू फीचर्स वुड बी एडेड इन दिस प्रोडक्ट एंड आफ्टर दैट यू कंप्लीटली अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ द customer and then only you move to the complete development of the software. That process is called evolutionary development process. Now this is the layout diagram of the evolutionary software development. Okay, so in the evolutionary software development you prepare outline description. Outline means you can understand this is not the complete project, you just put your outline of the project. So you showed it to the development team specification. और ये जब आपका करंट एक्टिविटी जो फॉलो हो रहा है वो इसके बाद फिर इनिशियल वर्जन में जाते हैं, फिर इंटरमीडिएशन वर्जन मतलब इनिशियल वर्जन में कुछ चेंजेस हुआ, फिर डेवलपमेंट के पास गया, फिर मीडियम वर्जन बना, फिर से ये वैलिडेशन हुआ, मतलब वापस कस्टमर ने इसको चेक किया और फिर तब जा करके ये फाइनल वर्जन सॉफ्टवेयर का बनता है. दिस इज द प्रॉपर लेआउट ऑफ द इवोल्यूशनरी डेवलपमेंट मॉडल. नाउ इवोल्यूशनरी डेवलपमेंट में प्रॉब्लम्स क्या है? लैक ऑफ प्रोसेस एबिलिटी. लैक ऑफ प्रोसेस एबिलिटी मीन्स लैक ऑफ प्रोसेस विजिबिलिटी. सो व्हाट इज प्रोसेस विजिबिलिटी? आपको यहाँ पे स्टेज का क्लियर पता नहीं चलता है, क्योंकि आप बार बार सॉफ्टवेयर के आप लेआउट को प्रिपेयर करते हैं या कस्टमर को दिखाते हैं, फिर उसमें कुछ चेंजेस होता है, वापस आप जाते हैं, फिर से उसमें चेंजेस करके वापस दिखाते हैं, फिर तब जा करके आपका रिक्वायरमेंट एनालिसिस कंप्लीट होता है, वापस से डेवलपमेंट जाते हैं. तो यहाँ पता नहीं चलता कि फर्स्ट स्टेज जो आपने फॉलो किया था वो कौन सा स्टेज था, फिर उसके बाद जो चेंजेस किया वो कौन सा स्टेज है. वापस आपको जब मालूम चलता है कि कंप्लीट हमारा रिक्वायरमेंट क्लियर हो चुका है, तब फिर वापस आप फर्स्ट फेज से शुरू करते हैं डेवलपमेंट ऑफ सॉफ्टवेयर. सो इसमें प्रॉपर विजिबिलिटी नहीं है प्रोसेस का. सिस्टम्स आर ऑफन पुअरली स्ट्रक्चर्ड. यहाँ पे सिस्टम स्ट्रक्चर्ड अच्छे से नहीं होते हैं, और इसमें स्पेशल स्किल्स चाहिए जो इसमें डेवलपमेंट में जुड़े हों, जिनको रैपिड प्रोटोटाइपिंग आती हो. मीन्स जो तुरंत काफ़ी कम टाइम में एक प्रोटोटाइप बना के दिखा सकते हैं कस्टमर को, काफ़ी कम टाइम में जो एक डमी या छोटा सा लेआउट तुरंत डिज़ाइन करके उसको थोड़ा सा फंक्शनल बना के और वो दिखाने में कैपेबल हो. उसके लिए एक स्पेशल स्किल्स की आवश्यकता होगी. तो ये इसके प्रॉब्लम्स हैं. इसकी एप्लीकेबिलिटी क्या है? ये एप्लीकेबल कहाँ कहाँ होंगे, ये प्रोसेस कहाँ कहाँ फॉलो हो सकता है? फॉर स्मॉल मीडियम साइज इंटरैक्टिव सिस्टम के लिए, फॉर पार्ट्स ऑफ लार्ज सिस्टम लाइक यूजर इंटरफेस के लिए, और फॉर शॉर्ट लाइफ टाइम सिस्टम्स के लिए. ठीक है. इसके बाद आता है कंपोनेंट बेस्ड सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग. कंपोनेंट बेस्ड सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग मीन्स द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ सॉफ्टवेयर by using the components of existing system. Means existing system means once you have already have any types of softwares or programs or database in your organization, and you want to develop the new product according to the changed requirement of your organizations. In that case, the development of softwares will be called as component based software engineering, because the pre-existing component will be utilized while development of software. So based on the systematic reuse, where systems are integrated from existing component or COTS, yeah, that means commercial of the self system is followed. What are the processes followed during the component based software engineering? Because you do not need to have a requirement analysis here, because you are already having a pre-existing component in the development. So first of all you need to analyze what component means. जो सॉफ्टवेयर पहले से है, जो पहले से कंपोनेंट्स बने हुए हैं, उनको एनालिसिस करेंगे. हमें मालूम चल जाएगा कि एग्जैक्टली फंक्शनिंग क्या है, क्या रिक्वायरमेंट्स है सॉफ्टवेयर की. अब जो नए चेंजेस आए हैं वो उसको मॉडिफाई करेंगे, रिक्वायरमेंट्स में ऐड करेंगे उसमें. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज रिक्वायरमेंट मॉडिफिकेशन. सिस्टम डिज़ाइन विथ रीयूज. सो फिर से आपको सिस्टम डिज़ाइन करना होगा, रीस्ट्रक्चर्ड करना होगा आपके डिज़ाइन के सॉफ्टवेयर को, और फिर उसको रीयूज भी करेंगे. जो पहले से डिज़ाइन अप्लीकेबल होंगे उनको यूज कर लेना है, और उसके बाद जो नए डिज़ाइन की आवश्यकता होगी वो उनको ऐड करेंगे. डेवलपमेंट एंड इंटीग्रेशन. इसके बाद आपको डेवलपमेंट करना होगा और इंटीग्रेट करना होगा पुराने डेटाबेसेस को न्यू एप्लीकेशंस के साथ. So this approach is becoming increasingly used as component standard have emerged. Why? Because the component standard are being increased nowadays everywhere. Once you had already having the different types of softwares in your organization, and now the requirement are increasing day by day. So component based engineering is being increased in the industry for the development of the new softwares from the existing softwares. Now the process iteration method. What are the process iteration method? The system requirements always evolve in the course of project. So process iteration, where earlier stages are reworked, always part of the process for large system, and the iteration can be applied to any of the generic process model. There are two methods for applying the iteration method in any types of generic model. One is incremental delivery and second is a spiral model. Okay. Now what are the process activities during the software development or followed during the software process model? These are the four basic process activities which are performed during the development of any softwares, during the uh, process of development of softwares, whether you are following any of the generic process model. First one is software specification, means here you need to find out the requirement of the softwares and then you need to specify the requirement, that is called software specification. After that, software design and implementation, I have already explained that. Then software validation and software evaluation, and thereafter software specification. In detail we will learn what are software specification, what are the steps. In software specification, the process of establishing what the services are required and the contents on the systems operation and development. This is the first step. In a requirement engineering process, there are certain steps which are followed during the development of any software. First one is feasibility study. As I have already told you during the beginning of this session, that feasibility study means knowing whether the developing of these types of software is possible within the specified period of time or not, whether it is possible to develop such types of softwares according to the requirement of the customer within the cost of the customer or not. These types of requirement can be fulfilled by utilizing our current technical facilities or not, so that is called feasibility study. Thus, after feasibility study, once you are clear that yes, it is possible to develop these types of software, then you will move to the next step, that is requirement elicitations and analysis. Means जो रिक्वायरमेंट्स है उनको डिटेल में जानना और उनको एनालाइज करना कि एग्जैक्टली रिक्वायरमेंट्स है क्या। जब आपने एक बार समझ गया कि रिक्वायरमेंट है क्या, तो उनको स्पेसिफाई करना, मतलब documentation prepare karna, making proper documentation of the requirement, a specific requirement, that is called requirement specification. After having proper requirement specification, requirement validation is there. Means maybe customers are approaching you to develop such types of component in the softwares. Maybe those requirements are not genuine, maybe it is not required for the functional software or unnecessary, so you need to validate those requirements up to your mark. Okay, that is called requirement validation. Thereafter, what are the processes followed during the requirement engineering process? First, feasibility study, I have already told you. In the feasibility studies, thereafter feasibility requirement elicitations and analysis is performed, feasibility report is prepared, after that system model is prepared, after you know requirements specification is done, then the requirements and validation, user and analysis requirement, after that require elements document is prepared. After that, software design and implementation. What are the process followed during the software design and implementation? The process of converting the document, system document specification into executable system. Means जो भी आपने requirement prepare किया है उसको, क्या ये pause हो गया है? Yes. अरे यार, the yes, so software design and implementation. In this stage, we try to convert all the requirements into executable code, that is programming. So this is called requirement elicitation. After doing implementation of the design, software design and software structure, realize the implementation. means performing complete software coding. After that activities of design and implementation are closely related and may be interlinked. ये हो सकता है कि आप डिज़ाइन कंपोनेंट को डिज़ाइन करते चले गए और उनके साथ साथ उनकी कोडिंग भी करते चले गए, तो ये एक साथ साथ चलने वाला प्रोसेस भी है। इसके बाद सॉफ्टवेयर डिज़ाइन इम्प्लीमेंटेशन के बाद, अरे यार मोबाइल में यही प्रॉब्लम होता है। डिज़ाइन प्रोसेस एक्टिविटीज़, what are the processes are followed during the design of any software? First process of design process activities is architectural design, means proper layout of the software is prepared here. After that, abstract specification, means for any component design you prepare a documentation. After that, interface design, component design, data structure design and algorithm design. So these are the basic processes or activities are performed during the design of any software. So this is the layout diagram of the software design process. After having requirement or specification, you prepare architectural design. After preparing the architectural design, architectures, हाँ तो मोबाइल में साला मूड खराब हो जाता है। So this is the software design process. After having the complete requirement or specification, you prepare architectural design. After that, system architecture is developed. Thereafter, abstract information of architectural design is prepared. After the abstract information is prepared, इंटरफेस डिज़ाइन इज़ प्रिपेयर्ड। एब्स्ट्रैक्ट जो इन्फॉर्मेशन है उनका एक डॉक्यूमेंटेशन प्रिपेयर करते हैं। इंटरफेस डिज़ाइन होगा, उनका एक डॉक्यूमेंटेशन प्रिपेयर होगा। इंटरफेस डिज़ाइन होने के बाद कंपोनेंट डिज़ाइन होंगे। अब ये देखिए, इसको एक एक स्टेप बाय स्टेप आपको थोड़ा सा समझाते चलते हैं। रिक्वायरमेंट स्पेसिफिकेशन होने के बाद उसका सपोज उसमें 4 फॉर्म है, एक लॉगिन फॉर्म है, तो वो यहाँ पे बनेंगे, उसके एक रिपोर्ट तैयार होंगे। एब्स्ट्रैक्ट इन्फॉर्मेशन पहले प्रिपेयर होंगे, फिर उनका एक डॉक्यूमेंटेशन बनेगा। इसके बाद इंटरफेस डिज़ाइन, इंटरफेस तो आप जानते होंगे, जब भी आप किसी भी सॉफ्टवेयर को लॉगिन करने जाते हैं या फी लेना है या फिर फॉर्म फिलअप करना है तो उसके लिए एक इंटरफेस बनाया जाता है। वो इंटरफेस जब बनेगा फॉर्म तो फिर उसका एक डिटेल रिपोर्ट बनेगा। इसके बाद अब उसमें कंपोनेंट डिज़ाइन करने होंगे, सर्च बटन, लॉगिन बटन, डिलीट, फिल्टर, आना, टेक्स्ट बॉक्स, maybe there are different types of component which are designed. Then again documentation is prepared. We will move to the next stage. Data structure will be designed. After that data structure report will be prepared. Again after that algorithm will be designed and algorithm documentation will be prepared. So hence all the design processes are continued and for every step there is a report prepared. Thereafter, a structured method. What are the structured method? The systematic approaches to developing a software design, and this design is usually documented as a set of graphical methods. What are the possible methods or of any structure model? One is object model, sequence model, state transition model, structure model and data flow model. So these are the possible model which may be made for having design any types of software component or softwares. After that, programming and debugging, that comes under the testing part. What do you mean by programming and debugging? Once you have done with the implementation of design, you will try to debug your program whether any types of errors are there in your program or not. मीन्स डिज़ाइन को ट्रांसलेट करने के बाद आपके प्रोग्राम में कोई एरर है या फिर कोई रॉन्ग आउटपुट तो नहीं मिल रहा है, उसको डिबग करना, फिर उसको एरर फ्री बनाना। प्रोग्रामिंग इज पर्सनल एक्टिविटी, देयर इज़ नो जेनेरिक प्रोसेस मॉडल। मीन्स आप जैसे चाहे कोडिंग कर सकते हैं, इसमें कोई एक जेनरिक प्रोसेस नहीं है। जिस तरीके से रिक्वायरमेंट एनालिसिस के लिए एक प्रोसेस था कि पहले फिजिबिलिटी स्टडी, फिर रिक्वायरमेंट एलिसिटेशंस है ना। उसके बाद रिक्वायरमेंट स्पेसिफिकेशंस और वैलिडेशंस थे। उसी तरीके से डिजाइनिंग में पहले स्ट्रक्चरल डिजाइन, फिर उसके बाद कंपोनेंट डिजाइन, इंटरफेस डिजाइन, कंपोनेंट डिजाइन, ऐसे थे। तो वहाँ एक प्रोसेस है। प्रोग्रामिंग के लिए यहाँ पे कोई प्रोसेस नहीं है, आप जैसे चाहे कोडिंग कर सकते हैं। बस कोडिंग जो है उसमें कोई एरर नहीं होनी चाहिए, कोई लॉजिकल मिस्टेक्स नहीं होने चाहिए। Programmers carry out some programs testing to discover faults in the programs and remove these faults in the debugging process. So, what is debugging process? To carry out some program testing and discover the fault in the programs and remove these faults from the program is called programming and debugging. Bug means errors, debug means making the errors free of your program. So this is the process of performing testing or making error free of your program. First locate the error, and thereafter when you locate the error in your program, design proper repair function, mean how, in what way you will make your error free of your program. After that, repair that error, means you will replace that error of your programs by this genuine code, and then retest your program that whether your program is now error free or not. After that, software validation. Software validation is the intention to show that system conforms to its specification. Conforms it to its specification means whether it meets the requirement of specification or not. Means whatever the software has been developed, it meets the user's requirement or not. That is called software validation, verification and validation. It involves checking and reviewing the process and the system testings. Means during the verification and validation of the softwares, we check and review the process and system testing. The system testing involves executing the system with the test cases that are derived from the specification of real data proposed by the system. So in the testing process, we follow these 3 steps to perform many types of testing in our softwares. First one is to component testing. We try to test small components in the programs whether it is functioning properly or not. Thereafter system testing is performed, and when it meets the requirement of specification, then acceptance testing is performed and the report is prepared. So this is the basic process of performing the testing process of any softwares. What are the stages in the testing process? These are the stages in the software testing processes. One is component or unit testing, mean individually component are tested independently, or maybe component may be functions or object or coherent grouping of these entitles. सेकेंड इज सिस्टम टेस्टिंग, मीन्स टेस्टिंग ऑफ द सिस्टम एज ए होल, पूरे सिस्टम को एक साथ ओवरऑल टेस्ट करना. टेस्टिंग ऑफ इमरजेंट प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ पार्टिकुलरली इंपॉर्टेंट. एंड देयर आफ्टर एक्सेप्टेंस टेस्टिंग, टेस्टिंग विद कस्टमर डेटा टू चेक वेदर इट मीट्स और actual result is found after the output of the system or not. So this is called acceptance testing. After the testing of any software evolution process is there. Means after delivering a software, you try to provide a proper maintenance facility, or you can say that is maintenance facility is known as the software evolution. Means software is inherently flexible and can change. Means the requirement of the customer is changing nowadays very rapidly. So in that case, as the requirement change through the changing business circumstances, the software that supports the business must also evolve during the changes. So for that you need to provide software maintenance performance maintenance facility, that is called software evolution. Although there has been a demarcation between although there has been a demarcation between development and evolution, this is increasingly irrelevant as fewer and fewer systems are completely new. So this is software evolution model. What are the process followed in the software evolution? First, you define the system requirement, assess the existing system. So what are the new changes required in the existing system? Then existing systems propose system change and then modify the system, and thereafter the system design, SS system and existing system will be changed there. Now what are the key points that you have learned in this chapter? The software process are the activities which are involved in the producing any and evolve the software process are the activities involved in producing and evolving a software system. The second thing that we have learned in this chapter is that software process models are abstract representation of the process. What are the processes followed during the development of any software? These are the abstract information gathered, that is called software process model. The general activities are specification, design and implementation, validation and evolutions. These are the general activities performed during the development of any softwares. Generic process model describe the organization of software process. Example include the waterfall model, evolutionary development and component based software engineering. These are the generic process model of software development. Thereafter, iterative process model describe the software process as a cycle of activities. Thereafter, we have learned that requirement engineering is a process of developing the software specification, means what are the exact requirement of the customer. We try to